Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Killer, aka Sonia B. I am back with another prophetic message. For those of you who don't know, I am an intuitive, clairvoyant, Hayoka empath who receives divine guided prophetic messages. So keep in mind that these energies could be happening now, or keep this in mind. Thank you, Spirit. Keep this in mind that these energies could be happening next week, for a few days from now, next week, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out. If this is your first time clicking on my video, I just want to say welcome. And for those of you who are returning back, I want to say welcome back. Anyway, so with all that being said, let's get straight into the prophetic message. So the message that I received this morning was, it came in a form as if my uncle had came to visit. And I know that's not to be true, but, you know, my uncle stays in Atlanta. But with all that being said, it was as if he came to visit me, should I say. And then all of a sudden when he came to visit me, it was almost like he almost started protesting or doing a sit-in. It was almost like, what I'm hearing is like getting people to rally on your behalf, in a sense, is what I'm hearing. So with that being said, but I noticed that there were some people that kind of joined in, like some of the neighbors, and specifically some of them kind of stuck out. But I found myself kind of like inside the house watching from the window, and while they was sitting on the couch, like outside or whatever the case may be. So yeah, but anyway, but it wasn't just myself that was in the house. It was also like my mom, as well as another child. I'm not sure exactly who the child was in specific, whether it was my child or someone else's child, but we were all looking out the top window, you know, like the second floor window. We was looking out the window as they was doing a protest. So with all that being said, the message that I had received was basically, some of you guys are going to see that some people are going to start, you may find it that some people may start protesting over what exactly, I'm not quite sure, but it's almost like they kind of go and visit somebody and they had enough. Like they had enough, for whatever the cause may be, like, you know. And keep in mind that this is happening in my dreams this way, but for you guys, it could be happening, you know, could be a different scenario, but same situation in regards to seeing something that's, I'm not sure. It wasn't really specifically shown why they were protesting, but I just kind of knew. But they weren't protesting in the streets with signs and so on and so on. They was trying to prove a point. They were basically, it was a long couch that was kind of like out front, and they was just like, him and some of the neighbors was sitting like on the couch. So whatever this cause is, I think it's maybe having something to do with, you know, maybe somebody you know, sitting in and trying to prove a point, you know, to, you know, that's for a higher cause. Whatever the cause is, I don't know, but just be mindful of that. And keep in mind that if these energies, if this message does not resonate with you, it could be resonating with somebody that is around you, meaning that it could be happening to somebody else that is around you. And you may possibly hear them saying, you know, something about, you know, what somebody may have done, or they decided to protest, or they decided to, again, it's not I didn't necessarily see a protest that went to the streets. Again, it was more like a sit-in type thing. Like you sit in, you prove a point, and like, yeah, we're going to sit here until, you know, until you hear and meet our demands as well as our needs. So I'm not really sure if this is pertaining to a neighborhood, you know, just, I feel like it's maybe, it could be pertaining, what I'm hearing is different people, different situations. So just keep that in mind as well too. So with all that being said, that is the only prophetic message that I received this morning. So anyway, with all that being said, let me get right in and shuffle this card real quick. I already pre-shuffled it, so I'm just gonna there's a bill right back. What message do you have for the collective that is this? I didn't even realize some of these cards were upside down. Spirit, what prophetic message? What message do you have for the collective that goes along with this prophetic message? What message do you have that is of pure white light and pure unconditional love only that goes along with this prophetic message? What message do you have that is for the collective that is of pure white light and pure unconditional love only? Bear with me, guys, because these cards are a little wider. It's like way bigger than my hand than the other cards that I use sometimes. So, what message do you have for the collective? And because these cards are so big, I have to shuffle this way because my hands are so small. So, it's kind of hard to shuffle these cards. Just one card, please, Spirit. Just one card, please. What messages do you have that goes along with this prophetic message? Delight. The frequency of delight, The frequency of delight supports our capability to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. And let's see. So just keep in mind too that I also saw in this dream, like when I said it was of like some of the neighbors from my neighborhood, and there was, you know, an individual who stuck out, and specifically because she had her kids there as well too. So obviously whatever this situation is, it's gonna be having children there too. So again, I'm not sure exactly what the topic is, but or you know what the cause is for, but just letting you know. So anyway, delighting. Delight literally means from the light. Science refers to light as the electromagnetic radiation that we can measure in wavelengths, and visible light as a range of wavelengths in variations of color that we can perceive with the human eye. In the new energy, we ask to consider the multi-dimensional attributes of light of function to what we believe about to believe about it as well. Light has a quantum attribute and a non-linear. It is an energy that can be created through consciousness, and consciousness can create it in return. Light influences our awareness, our perception, and therefore our reality. We associate the word delight with feelings of pleasure, joy, and happiness. Joy and bliss are considered to have some of the highest frequencies of all emotions. By feeling joy and bliss, our frequency goes up. The higher our frequency, the more light we generate, and the more we can shine in return. The yellow and orange and pink in the images refer to the sun as a symbol and a source of light. The beauty of the flower stimulates our feelings of joy, and the colors are like the sun, bright, warm, and stimulating and nurturing, all at the same time. The flower blooms while receiving light, or perhaps it is shining the light, or perhaps it is shining the light that we are receiving. The flower of light visible within the image represents the grid on which our third dimensional reality is based. So, again, this topic was about the frequency of delight support our capability to create and experience feelings of intense joy and happiness. The more delight we feel, the more delight we invoke in others. So again, you know, it just depends on whatever this cause may be. You know, it could be a cause of dealing something with children. I don't know. But whatever the cause may be, the card has spoken, as well as I have delivered that message. And they basically resonated with each other. But anyway, guys, that is the only message that I have for today, and I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. And with all that being said, you guys have a great rest of your weekend before Monday gets here. Anyway, with all that being said, I wish you all much love, much light, and peace and blessings. Bye.